Most ice cream sandwiches aren't actually made with ice cream. They're made with something called frozen dairy dessert. And the brands banking on you not knowing the difference are some of the most recognizable names in the freezer aisle. Nestle, Blue Bunny, Oreo. All of them currently selling a product that, by federal law, cannot be called ice cream, while their packaging does everything it can to make you feel like that's exactly what you're getting. The frozen dessert category has quietly split into two tiers: products made with real ice cream and products engineered to taste close enough that most shoppers never notice. Prices have climbed, ingredients have gotten cheaper, and somewhere in that gap, a product that used to mean something became a legal workaround wrapped in familiar colors. Blue Bunny publicly called out competitors for switching to frozen dairy dessert back in 2016, said their own quality had not been ignored. In fact, our ice cream is better than ever. Then Ferrero acquired them in 2022. By 2024, a food watchdog site ran the headline, "Blue Bunny no longer real ice cream." That's the category we're working with. So we're ranking 8 ice cream sandwich brands from worst to best and figuring out which ones actually deserve space in your freezer, because life's too short to settle for a frozen dessert engineered to survive a heat wave rather than taste good. Smash subscribe because we're about to save you from some genuinely depressing freezer aisle decisions. Number 8, great value, Walmart. Vanilla ice cream sandwich. At 37 cents per sandwich, the price is the product. 12 sandwiches for under $4.50. You're not here for a flavor experience. You're here because ice cream sandwiches are on the list, and this is the cheapest way to check that box. Even at 37 cents, it finds ways to disappoint. The standard version is functional, cold, adequately sweet, a wafer that holds together long enough to finish. But the low-fat version, the no sugar added version, and the mini are each a separate category of mistake. Walmart reviewers described the low-fat filling as white slime, a texture of deflated and melted but would not freeze. The mini wafer tastes like saltines brushed with chocolate. One reviewer's dogs wouldn't touch it. The most famous thing about the sandwich isn't the taste, it's that it won't melt. A Reddit thread in 2014 documented a great value sandwich sitting in 80-degree heat for over an hour, nearly intact, while real ice cream pooled beside it. The thread resurfaces every summer. Walmart blamed high cream content. Food scientists pointed at the stabilizers: carob bean gum, carrageenan, cellulose gum, and enough air content to make the filling structurally indifferent to temperature. Not a selling point, a confession. At 37 cents, you're paying for something cold and sweet. That's the ceiling. In the case of the low-fat version, they found a way to go below it. At least Great Value is honest about what it is. Number 7 built its entire business on you not reading the label. Number 7, Nestle, vanilla frozen, dairy dessert, sandwich. In April 2025, a TikTok went viral of a man standing in a 7-Eleven picking up a Nestle sandwich, reading the small print and saying out loud, "You know why they gotta call it frozen dairy dessert? Because it ain't real ice cream." He put it back and bought the house brand instead, which did say ice cream. The Nestle product did not. The wrapper says creamy vanilla between 2 chocolatey wafers. Every word carefully chosen, every word technically accurate. The phrase ice cream is absent because they legally cannot use it. The filling's first ingredient is dairy product solids, a processed derivative, not cream or whole milk. The texture reflects it, lighter, airier, less dense than real ice cream. One food writer left a Nestle sandwich at room temperature overnight and found it sitting there almost completely intact, foamy, unmelted. The comment section landed on one recurring phrase: frozen oil. The taste follows the texture. Generic vanilla, flat edge, no dairy richness. And get this, Nestle makes a genuinely good sandwich under the Toll House line. Real cookies, real ice cream. Same company, same roof. The standard vanilla line is not the result of not knowing how. It's the result of not needing to. At $1.13 per sandwich, you're paying more per unit than Great Value for something worse in every way except brand recognition. Ice cream by legal technicality. A frozen dairy dessert wearing a Nestle name tag. But Nestle at least has the excuse of optimizing for margin. Number 6 took one of the most beloved cookies in the world and somehow made it worse. Number 6, Oreo, frozen dairy dessert sandwich. Oreo launched its frozen novelty line. In 2022, with the license held by Klondike/Good Humor Breyers, which is Unilever, the same Unilever that manufactures the Klondike sandwich at number 4, same corporate parent, 2 entries in the bottom half of this ranking. The real Oreo wafers are the product's only genuine win. Oversized, crisp, and they actually taste like Oreos. The problem is what's between them. A creme-flavored frozen dairy dessert with sparse cookie pieces that reviewers say could have benefited from larger chunks. Sweet, flat, none of the satisfaction of an actual Oreo dunked in milk. The wafers soften within a minute of unwrapping, becoming sticky and adhesive, and turning a freezer treat into a logistics problem. Tasting Table ranked this among frozen desserts to avoid at all costs. Reddit summarized it in one word: trash. And the real kicker, the product doesn't need to taste good. The word Oreo on the box guarantees shelf placement regardless. Mondelez licenses the name. To Unilever fills it with frozen dairy dessert, and together they charge $1.61 per sandwich. More than Fat Boy, more than It's It. Both made with real ice cream. They took the best cookie in America, surrounded it with frozen dairy, and charge you $1.61 for the name. Number 5, Blue Bunny, simply vanilla/big vanilla sandwich. In 2016, Blue Bunny went on record against competitors switching to frozen dairy dessert, said their quality had not been ignored. Then Ferrero acquired them in 2022. Same company that bought Butterfinger, which prompted online forums to respond. Same company that made Butterfinger taste like ass. Blue Bunny made the switch. By 2024, Blue Bunny no longer real ice cream. The current Simply Vanilla uses 6 stabilizers: carob bean gum, cellulose gel, cellulose gum, guar gum, tarragon, and carrageenan. More than any other product in this ranking. The packaging says sandwiches in large font, frozen dairy dessert in small font directly below. At one point, their website described these as ice creamy, not ice cream, ice creamy. One legally safe word that evokes everything while promising nothing. The texture shows the substitution: coconut oil for butterfat. Reviewers describe it as slightly pasty, half ice cream, half Cool Whip, and the product of the nastiest brand in the category. Consumer Reports documented that Blue Bunny sandwiches hadn't melted after 30 minutes outdoors, and yet Chowhound ranked it first in a blind taste test, which tells you everything about this category when the label is hidden and the bar is frozen dairy dessert. 6 stabilizers to make frozen dairy dessert feel like ice cream. That's either impressive food science or a very long confession. If this is already saving you from a bad freezer aisle decision, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. We're out of frozen dairy dessert territory. From here, everything is actual ice cream, starting with a product that should be better than it is. Number 4, Klondike, classic vanilla ice cream sandwich. In July 2022, Unilever's Klondike discontinued the Choco Taco. 1,300 Facebook comments, nearly 20 Change.org petitions. That's the loyalty Klondike built and what they spent it on. The sandwich uses light ice cream. Real ice cream, FDA certified, not frozen dairy dessert, but with 65% less fat than full fat. That designation is on the label, not in the advertising, not in the jingle. If you grew up expecting a certain richness from Klondike and transferred that to the sandwich, the light ice cream is going to feel like a shortfall. The wafers are the product's strongest element, chocolate forward, cake-like, best after a couple minutes of softening. Critical opinion splits hard. Eat This Not That ranked it number 1 in a blind taste test. Balanced simplicity, velvety mouthfeel. One Walmart reviewer threw the rest of the box in the garbage after the first sandwich. Air-filled foam crap. The expectation gap is driving the experience. Unilever owns Klondike. They hold the Oreo frozen dessert license at number 6. 3 of the bottom 5 on this list trace back to the same corporate ecosystem. That's a pattern. Great wafer. But the light ice cream is asking it to carry more than its fair share. And the wafer, to its credit, is trying. Number 3, Fat Boy by Casper's Ice Cream. Premium vanilla ice cream sandwich. Casper Merrill created this in 1925. Milk and cream from the family's own cows. Sold at a 4th of July celebration out of a 10-gallon can. The recipe has changed very little. Fat Boy currently holds 18 to 21% quarterly share of the ice cream sandwich category, the largest of any single-track brand. The market voted. The product is unapologetically about the ice cream. The wafer is Thin, reviewers call it barely there, existing to keep fingers from getting sticky. The ice cream slab is roughly an inch thick. One tasting panel put it plainly. We all thought there was too much ice cream. The wafer doesn't hold its own. That's the design. The ice cream earns it. Buttery rich, authentic old-timey flavor, far from artificial. Vanilla extract, not artificial flavor. The kitchen named it the best ice cream sandwich in their blind taste test. One Walmart reviewer called it the crack of ice cream sandwiches. Right out of the freezer, it can be borderline icy. Give it 2 minutes and it's dense and creamy in a way light ice cream structurally cannot replicate. Casper's has had 100 years to add more wafer. They've chosen not to. The thin wafer is a decision. As they decided in 1925 that the ice cream is the reason you're here. And every year since, they've been right. And if you're finding this ranking useful, hit the like button. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. Number 2, Trader Joe's Sublime ice cream sandwiches. A TikTok creator filmed herself eating one every night for an entire summer. 370 calories per sandwich, 8,400 likes. Nutrition disclosure and endorsement simultaneously. The Sublime won Trader Joe's Customer Choice Award for Best Frozen Sweet Treat, voted across the entire store. Eat This Not That called it the best ice cream sandwich I've ever had in 2024. It costs $1.25. 2 soft-baked chocolate chip cookies, real vanilla ice cream, exterior rolled in mini chocolate chips. The chocolate chunks in the cookies stay soft at freezer temperature. The mini chip exterior adds a crunch layer no other sandwich in this ranking offers. Every bite, soft cookie, cold smooth ice cream, chocolate chip texture. 3 things happening at once. I saw them working. Real ingredients throughout, cream listed. Explicitly, actual eggs and butter and brown sugar in the cookies, no frozen dairy dessert on the label. 370 calories is what it costs to eat real cookies, real ice cream, and real chocolate chips. Not apologetic, should be. The only freezer aisle sandwich that makes you feel like you ordered off a dessert menu. $1.25. But for all of that, in the cookies, the chips, the real cream, there's one sandwich that's been doing something no one in the freezer aisle has been willing to fully copy since 1928. Number 1, the original vanilla ice cream sandwich. George Whitney invented this at an amusement park in San Francisco in 1928. Vanilla ice cream between 2 oatmeal cookies dipped in chocolate. People tasted it and said, "It's it." He named it that. It sold exclusively at Playland at the Beach for 45 years, until the park was demolished in '72. Recipe, essentially unchanged since 1928. San Francisco travel guides list it as a city landmark. A 26-count case ships overnight to anywhere in the country for $26. 3 distinct textures in one bite. The dark chocolate shell snaps. Clean, brittle, bittersweet. The oatmeal cookie beneath, soft, chewy, brown sugar warmth, and cinnamon depth a standard wafer cannot deliver. Then full fat vanilla ice cream. Cold, smooth, dense, snap, chew, cold. Nothing else in this ranking does that. The raisins in the cookie are ground fine enough to be undetectable as pieces. But bakers who've reverse engineered this recipe have documented what they do. Provide the moisture that keeps the cookie soft when frozen. Structural work you never see, but definitely taste. Spork's 2025 review called it elite and spectacular. A girl deflowered, the best ice cream sandwich around. The only drawback is it's extremely difficult to eat with any sort of dignity. Accurate, the shell cracks and sheds on first bite. Napkins are not optional. Here's what hasn't happened in 97 years. Nestle replaced cream with oil and called it creamy. Unilever converted product lines to frozen dairy dessert without announcement. Blue Bunny promised never to compromise and then did. It hasn't substituted anything. The oatmeal raisin cookie is the same as 1928. The chocolate dip is the same. George Whitney made this sandwich at an amusement park almost a century ago, and it is still the most interesting thing in the freezer aisle. Invented in 1928, unchanged since 1928. 3 textures, real cream, real cookies, real chocolate, under $1.20. The rest of the freezer aisle has had 100 years to catch up. They haven't. The gap between the worst and best on this list is wider than most people in the frozen aisle would expect. And it comes down to one thing, whether the brand respects the product or just relies on you recognizing the wrapper. At the bottom, great value. Engineered to be cheap and cold. And the non-melting sandwich is the summary. At the top, it's it. 3 textures. Real everything. 97 years of the same recipe. Available in 8 states and overnight shipping for everyone else. Before you grab the next one, flip it over. If it says a frozen dairy dessert anywhere on that label, any size font, you're not buying ice cream. You're buying something engineered to resemble it. That can be a choice. Just make it on purpose, not because the small print made it for you. Hit subscribe if this changed how you'll grab ice cream sandwiches, and drop a comment telling us which ranking you think we got wrong.